Hello. Okay. So we have a bit of a full shop today. And talking to the people of the future, because the people of the right now are not here yet. I gotta do the thing and make the words go.
We look for things that make us go.
Things that make you go.
It's actually a
Hello, everybody.
Star Trek reference.
Oh, John C. and Lisa, Michael J. Lassiter, Rachel Powell, John Royski.
People are ready on that quick. Got fans.
Hello, hello, hello. Josh Newman, Big Dog Mask, Jose Urbina, John Royski, hello. Courtney Pepino, Hugo, Portier, Robert White, Jordan Easel, glad you love your mask, and boring with third degree of terror.
Yeah, everybody. It's Prosthetic.
Big Dog says hello, Rob.
Hey, Big Dog. How you doing, man?
All right. Big Dog says he likes your beard beads.
Thank you.
Well, there's no typo in that one. So here's what's happening right now. The Piranha mask is ready to mold, and if I get that done, then I'm going to mold it. Rob is working on his deer skull right now, and he has really come along with it. I'm very happy with it. We're just kind of pushing and pushing and pushing, and it looks good. And in the multiple other projects that we have, if we take a trip over to the Banana Lake of Sadness, you will see Stan is doing a resin pour of the Banana Lake of Sadness, so that, because we had to do a concrete one, we already did that, and it's in the house too, and Amber is working on the concrete emblem here, and basically she's getting the wax off that we use as a release, so that we can this is going to get painted. So yeah, we'll be doing that. And I'm going to paint some stuff. Hello, Spastic Pug. That's awesome. I don't know who you were babysitting, but maybe they would like to watch the show. Probably not. No. Big Dog has welcomed you back, Amber.
Thank you, Big Dog.
It is kind of a weird full crew tonight. It just sort of happened this way.
We are weird.
And here we go. Will antlers go onto the deer skull? The deer skull is going to get a lot of different stuff happening to it. So, yes, that is one option and one thing that'll happen. Hello, Connie Pierce. Connie says hello to everybody.
Hi, Connie. I totally see that going in a black hood. It'd also make a good Mary Wooden.
Yes, it could. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm wearing my Skeletor management shirt, which I'm very happy with. It's a comfy shirt. You know what I love? I love that my closet is so colorful now. Because all the shirts that we're making, I'm getting in these bright colors. There's yellow and red and green and orange.
Black is a big color.
I'm not a big black shirt guy. And it's Texas. It's so hot in black.
Very hot.
Yes.
I like all the
I'm sure you do have the best shirt collection. Jordan Easel, how did you spot Big Daddy back there? Yes, there is a Big Daddy in my future. Boy, that's a weird sentence.
Yeah.
It's Big Daddy-esque. It is a giant diving suit, and it'll be in Dark Hour this year. That's why I'm making so many aquatic things because of Dark Hour being water themed. And this year, everybody's in a mask. So, hey, I know a guy who makes masks. I have here a Hepteron and a Kumo, both of which are going to get a white dry brush. They will both get a white dry brush, so there you go. Let me get the white paint. Till then, you can watch Crouching Stan and Hidden Amber. That worked out because Stan was crouching and we were off camera hiding when I slid. Those visual puns. Hello, Meow Girl. That's awesome, Spastic. I think more people should do paper mache. It is a nice medium that teaches you patience. Remember what I said that I want to do this out of the way? I'm learning that I was wrong.
Where's all that work?
Alexa, add 1-inch chip brushes to my shopping list.
I've added 1-inch chip brushes to your shopping list.
So, Meow Girl, who has said hello, question, how did your screen name come about? Are you a crazy cat lady? Do you just like cats? Maybe you make cat people costumes? Big Natasha Kinski fan? Cat People, good movie. If you're a youngster, look it up.
Good movie. Lots of castle.
Yep. And Annette Tool.
What would I use to keep a Flex Seal nozzle from clogging up after use? You take a little jar of mineral spirits, and when you're done using it, you turn the can upside down and spray it a few shots upside down, and that clears the nozzle. Then you take the nozzle off and you put in a little thing of mineral spirits. Just leave it there until you need it again. My dogs are not fully grown. No. A dog takes what, 2 years to fully grow, Amber?
Yeah, depends on the dog.
And my dogs are 8.5 months.
Say probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah, 8.5 months. And they're just beasts.
They're very huggy, so it works.
They are very huggy.
Hello, Charles. It's weird when you call us masters. It's a little awkward because we're all white people and we are very sensitive about such things. So just say, hey guys, that works. That's really good. You know, I don't need any extra heat thrown my way. Just saying. They're all giving me a face like I shouldn't have said that. If something makes you uncomfortable, you should mention it.
Too late, you said it.
Yes, we do use digigrade stilts to imitate an animal's hind legs. Yes, we have digigrade stilts at Dark Hour. The problem is you can't wear them for longer than like an hour. And we are open much longer than an hour, so it's tough. Line Cook Thor, good to see you on. Makers. Makers is good. Yes, call us Makers. Hello, Makers. But Masters is weird.
I like makers.
Yeah, Makers is yeah. Well, thanks for popping on, Line Cook. Although I do appreciate you watching. Hello, Misty. Okay, so this one is going to be a black chrome, like I did a Hepteron. I'm going to do this in black chrome because that's what was asked for. And then this one is going to get a nice red dry brush, but I always undercoat red with white so that it pops more. Both of these I'm undercoating with white to get more pop out of them. Yeah, someone jumps on and says, hello, masters. I just think I'm in the wrong chat room. Scott, yes, you can get another quick tour of what everybody's working on. Let me flip around. We are all kind of busy here. So I'm going to paint this Hepteron mask, and I'm going to paint this Kumo mask. Rob is working on his deer skull mask that he started on Wednesday. And I have no spine or backbone because I very clearly told him that if he didn't finish on Wednesday, I was going to finish it for him, like I've told everybody. And I gave every single person more time to come and work on it. Stan is over here, and he is working on a resin version of the Banana Lake of Sadness.
This is a kitchen sink casting right here. Because we
Yes.
use everything we got.
We have a lot of resins, different types of resin being used for this piece. Because we have some resin. We watched one more episode of What We Do in the Shadows. The problem is we were both sitting and working on our computers at 10 p.m. and I said, listen, we got to stop this and watch TV. The whole reason I'm not in the shop is to watch TV. And Amber is diligently working on, she is cleaning, this is from the mold that Stan is working on, that mold. This is a concrete piece for a nearby castle. And so this is the casting for Castle Waterford. And this is going to go on their gate wall, entry wall.
And it is a legit castle.
Yeah, it's a castle.
Did you see the Loch Ness Monster thing?
We did.
What flavor of icing are you using, Stan?
Well, it's that time of the year, so I'm with little peach. This
Peach.
time of the year, you know.
Right, because peaches are in
It's
season.
in season.
Peach.
Stan, you know there's a big box of gloves behind you?
Yep.
Wouldn't that be awesome
Oh, they're great.
if you had put those on a few minutes ago? Okay. Rob O'Brien loves your purple hair.
Thank you.
Amber says thank you. Poor Amber gets the least fun job.
I'm working out my
Amber, do you want to dry brush these masks with white?
I'm working out my arms.
Okay,
It's like wax
okay.
on, wax off.
See?
I'm waxing.
I did give Amber a crap job. You're not wrong. But I will also do it
I embrace it.
if it was necessary. Embrace the suck.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
Ed Man has given you good mention on his Distortions YouTube channel. Thank you, Falak? How do I say that? The Helak?
Yeah, they can't answer that.
Helak? They could type something. They could answer me. They can't say that one because then I wouldn't know which one was right. But maybe he could sound it out phonetically. Thank you. I do. Me and Ed Edmonds have a mutual appreciation society. He has been in the game longer than I have, and I give him massive props for what he has done for my industry. My industry as in the industry that I belong to, not the industry that I own, which is how that could be interpreted. Both of these are getting a white underpaint. Rob got here fairly early this morning, and he just likes to be out of the house. So here he is still.
Absolutely. Permanent shape impression in my chair.
Thanks, Josh. So the paint that I'm using for this is latex mask paint. It is 1/3 casting latex, 1/3 distilled water, and 1/3 latex interior flat house paint from Home Depot. That is what we use to mix our paint. I will eventually start selling this paint. We're going through that process right now of making sure it's legal and dandy. And literally, the paint that I tell you guys how to make every single day that I'm on, I'm also going to sell to people. And you may laugh and think that that is crazy, but if you're old enough, you remember the stink that happened when people started selling bottled water? And you remember that, Amber?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, who the heck would buy bottled water? And
Really? Who would
now
buy that?
I spend, you
What a
know,
racket.
I bet I spend $100 a month on bottled water. Resin skin exposure gives acute allergic reactions, meaning over time foreign bodies accumulate and acquire a severe allergy, similar to anthrax. I wear gloves when I'm using resin. Stan actively hates his skin. So he's just hoping on the new, all right, here, show the people your fancy. He has put on gloves.
Fancy gloves,
He had a moment of choosing poorly, and I highlighted it on film forever.
followed by a moment of clarity.
Right. And listen, if I tell you to put on some gloves, you should
Put on
probably
some
put on
gloves.
some gloves. If you see me throw on a respirator,
You can put on a respirator.
and maybe back up 20 feet. I'm just saying.
Bleach night.
I'm not exactly a pillar of safety. One of my videos that I just did, I think I said, wear a mask and stuff. Or wear gloves. I said something like that. Oh, I see my wife's legs.
No changes.
While the dogs are trying to figure out how to come through the dog door all at once. Hello, wife.
Comments?
I would love for you to read comments. Currently, I'm doing a terrible job. Come right over here.
Set me up in a.
My dear, do you want the accordion or a stool?
Shannon,
Would you like this chair? I can sit in anything.
I got one right
Yeah, he just took mine, so,
Do you want
You
this
have
one?
that.
Because I can stand.
She has privilege.
It's got Alan's.
It's fine, I'm good.
Water.
yes, the Skeletor hood turned out excellent because Stacy is the bomb.
Is that accurate, Amber?
What's that? No, you?
I thought,
No.
I'm not that old.
No.
I meant Alan.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, Alan needs it. He's old. It's not the years.
I'm not a high years vehicle, but I am a high mileage vehicle. That is true.
My knees are 75.
Today, Shannon's shirt says, "Wake up, hug dog, hustle." That's what her shirt says today. No one will really know how much I say "damn it, Rob" inside of my head. And that's the important thing. Tanya, the mask that Rob is working on over there, the one that he is sculpting, honey,
Yeah.
would you mind showing the people your shirt? We've already been asked about your shirt. What my wife is wearing is it's a big point of people. See how it says "wake up, hug dog, and hustle."
Hustle.
Hustle, because we
Every day.
tend to hustle.
Hustle. How's How's our day off? Tell me how our day off was yesterday.
Yeah, well, I actually did mention that already, that it was 10 p.m. and I'm like, listen, we got to start watching TV. We got to start watching TV or we're going to get in trouble.
Let's stop what we're doing and watch TV. Damn it. And that's, we just couldn't, we wouldn't stop working.
Tanya, he is sculpting more on the mask he started Wednesday. The one that I was working on Wednesday was this Big Daddy foam build over here. And I haven't really worked on it since, but I have customer orders to get out, so that is what I am working on now. Lisa, it is almost my birthday. My birthday is on the 13th, July 13th. And
You like to see this
How old are you
one
going
too?
to be?
Shannon, I will be 45 years old. And, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I only know that because you said it the other day.
I'll be the
Um,
shine.
We do have some Chicago pizza for my birthday, which will be lovely. And
Banana pudding.
I've requested banana pudding for my birthday from Shannon
Not for
in
you,
lieu of
Robert.
cake.
She'll never give me banana pudding again.
It's
Um,
his birthday pudding.
Big Dog said, damn it, Rob is looking good.
Nice.
And then he clarified and said the skull. Yeah.
Thanks, big dog.
My friend Michael Edwards, his birthday it's the 12th too, yes. And your hubby's birthday is on Sunday. That's cool. Yeah, good time of year for birthdays.
Okay.
You hear a sound like static, it's just Amber brushing away.
Okay. Happy early birthday. I'll be on vacation, so I'll not be able to say it sooner.
Oh, well, thank you kindly.
Jordan says, I have plans to work on a mask and having breakfast pizza tomorrow. And I love banana pudding.
Banana pudding is one of my favorite desserts. It's got to be cold. In my world, desserts should be cold and creamy. If it is hot and not creamy, then it's not a dessert for me. It might be for breakfast.
Cobbler.
Cobbler is great for breakfast.
True.
It's a donut that you mash into a with a fork. Let's be real.
Jordan is making a corvo
A Corvo. Oh, a Corvo mask. Is that like a Corvid mask, like a raven? Is that what that is?
I've been doing special effects makeup for 12 years. I am listed on IMDb. I really want to move to making masks. Do you know anyone in New York or at NC, North Carolina, that I could shadow?
Absolutely. Why don't you send me a message, because I got a lot of friends in North Carolina who make masks. Jimmy Woods makes masks out that way, and I think he'd be willing to show. I mean, there's a lot of folks. So send me a message with like what area that you're in, because it's not that big. My buddy Al Driver is out that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of folks who are out that direction, and you could be in very good hands. Yeah, like creme brulee, that's in my dessert world.
But that's not cold.
It can be.
Cold creme brulee is the best. The only reason it's warm is because they glaze the sugar on top of it.
Now let's say hello to Leanne and Emma.
Hello, Leanne and Emma. Howdy.
They're lurking, but I know they're there.
Currently, we are making stuff.
Hot apple pie with ice cream, chocolate lava cakes, yes, banana pudding. Hello, Larry Hughes. Hello, Misty Jezereski. So I said that right.
One day you'll find it, Misty Jezereski,
Great, thank you. Ice cream.
the Dreamers, and me.
Corvo is from the game Dishonored.
Okay, I own that game. Here's how that went down. I own PlayStation 3, 4, one of them. I haven't played it in, what, 2 years? 5 years, something like that. While watching Face Off, I knew I needed something to relax because, surprise, I work too much. And I thought I would play some video games, mostly because I wanted to look at the worlds the video games were in for work reasons. So I bought the PlayStation, and while watching Face Off, there was an ad for Dishonored, and Dishonored 2, I think, maybe was coming out or something. So I bought those games. They're still in the wrapper. Before I die, I'm gonna like sell them as part of my retirement.
Emma's very excited.
They're pristine. Hello, Emma.
She got a new kitten today.
You got a kitten.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I'm sure I need one.
You don't need a kitten.
You need a
The
kitten.
last thing you need is a kitten.
Get me a kitten, Emma.
Stan,
Yes, sir.
why don't you talk people through your wonderful process here
Sure.
on the Banana Lake of Sadness?
Awesome.
Like, what's the mold made out of? How do we do that?
Gotcha. So this is our urethane mold. This was, what do you think it weighs, Alan? Like 40 pounds, give or take?
This is the bathroom.
This is a urethane mold. We got this stuff from Vinny. We originally got some artwork from the customer, and they gave us their logo and their information, so we cut it out
Creepy, right?
out of EVA foam. Cut it out on the laser so it would be exactly right. We laid it out on a piece of plywood and sealed it up and used melted monster clay to seal it up and to put a texture on it. We poured it in urethane. This is a $600 mold, $600 worth of urethane. Then we used, on one of the other shows, earlier in the week, we used vinyl, concrete, patching stuff, and some chicken wire and some Loctite. Mix it up and we cast this stone one that Amber's working on. For this, we're doing a second one that's going to be resin and foam filled because it's going to go over a door. And Alan doesn't want anyone to die.
40% less death.
40% less death with this one. So what I'm doing is we laid it out, cleaned it up, I melted some case wax, and I made sure it was brushed in really well as a release. And we started out with pourable, just plain pourable white liquid plastic. Poured it into all the smaller places, made sure they were all filled in correctly. We went to a different brand because honestly we ran out. And we ran out of that. And so what I'm using now is a brushable. So you can kind of see, it starts out as a liquid, it's by weight. You mix 1 to 1 by weight, stir it together, and it sort of turns into icing. And then you can lay it out and trowel it and fill in all the rest of these cracks. The intent is to get about 1/8 of an inch of resin on here, and then we're going to foam back. We'll take it to our customer and have 40% less death when they hang it over their very tall door. So for this stuff, we use a scale. This is what I'm actually using at this point. So this is Art Cast. It comes from Biddy, and it's got a part A, it's got a part B. And I have this scale, and the reason I have this scale,
Oh, you got that scale.
I have a scale because this is done by weight, you can't eyeball it, it's not done by volume. And we'll do this really quick, I'll show you what it turns into. So I put 5 ounces, and then I'll put 5 ounces of the other part. And the reason I'm kind of doing it like this instead of a huge block is you only get, it's going to gel in about 30 seconds, and you get 8 minutes of working time to get it everywhere you need it to be before it locks up on you and it's kind of useless. So this is what it looks like. Mix them together. Scrape the sides.
I
And
love how unhurried you are, Stan. I would be mixing that like a madman. Mildly freaking out. How long we're... I don't freak out. I'll freak out.
so as you can see, this is, within 30 seconds, this is already thick. It's like a paste. And when you brush it in, you'll get the same detail as a pourable. This stuff right here, Biddy uses a lot for mold jackets. You can trowel it, you can put it on vertically. You don't have to worry about where you lay it down. And it goes on pretty thick. So from the time I poured those two together, I have about 8 minutes. Here we go.
Now, how many minutes do you have left?
6-ish.
From Happening Mojo, is your thing rubber? So your thing rubber is $52 a pound or 480 grams. Your thing rubber.
So we went through two.
That's nice. That's aren't you in Thailand? Is that correct, Happening Mojo? Do I remember that correctly?
Cobweb says, I watched a guy mold a mask today. Two-part mold, hypercal molded the front of the face first right. Total pig, touching the skull while mashing on plaster and one coat stuck in handfuls on it. I was yelling at the TV screen.
You know what? And maybe that guy did it that way 20 times, and it hasn't bit him in the butt yet. And that's perfectly okay.
Oh, it's important he's sitting.
Okay.
Here we go.
So listen. I've been doing things a long time, and this is the way that I do them. Yes, I do learn new things all the time, and I incorporate different things into how I do stuff. But you are not necessarily watching how masks get made with this shotgun view of how everything gets done. There are other ways to do it that aren't necessarily my way. And they are perfectly valid, and they're okay. Unless they yield bad results. If he messed up his sculpture, if he got air bubbles in it and he was fighting gravity under the chin, I mean, and that's one of the reasons why I do things the way that I do. I have a reason, and he might have a reason for the way that he does things. And that's okay. But instead of, you're not learning how to cook, you have a camera in the back of McDonald's. And what I mean by that is I have everything here set up the way that I like it. So I'm going to grab the resin that I like because that's what's on the shelf. I'm going to grab the plaster that I like because that's what's in the tubs. We're going to grab the latex that I like because that's all I order. And I do things my way. A person who is a cook at McDonald's may not know how to cook, but they can grab the frozen patty, put it on the thing, look at the chart, lettuce, tomato, pickle, whatever, and put a decent burger together. I'm putting decent burgers together. I have a system that I have developed, and that's how I do things. Other people will do it differently, and that's how they do things. And that's perfectly fine. It's their kitchen. Unless their product isn't turning out. Unless they're making bad burgers, in which case, don't eat their molds. Yes. Hope that made more sense.
You had a,
But
you
anyway.
had something to say. Okay. Lisa says, Hepteron is such a badass. I love mine. Is that my Shikumo? Don't they make an awesome pair?
It is your Shikumo.
They asked that Alan and Amber sign it.
Yeah.
Also, we should get Amber to sign it while she's here.
Yes,
Grab her while we can.
we will. We will have her sign it. And before you go, you gotta sign this.
Got it.
On the inside or the outside?
It's, oh my God, Rob. You sign it in here along with
Hey,
it.
hey, hey! You can't make that assumption.
I did it. I made this.
You never know.
Your face never knows.
Yeah, that's what makes some mistakes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, Rounds, you're right.
Realms, remember we
Realms.
talked about the other day, where you look at what you typed before you send it.
Write that again for me, Realms. Cobweb says, he normally uses a #1 plaster, but upgraded to Hypercal today. Wrong, slob! Cobwebs is a passionate guy.
Who, can I ask who that was? I would love to see his technique and see what I can learn from him.
Hello, Houdini the Great.
Sometimes learn more from mistakes.
Mike Murphy would like to know why you did not go on Face-Off.
Because I have a job. And, well, I'm too busy doing the work to go do a show to hope that I can get more work. You know, like, you go on the show in order to learn more or expose yourself to get more of, I'm doing the work. I do this every day. I don't want more work at that point in time. I was pretty buried.
Say hello to Houdini the Great.
Hello, Houdini the Great. Is that the new kitten?
Well, that's Emma.
Oh, okay.
She's made an account and subscribed.
I see.
So that she knows when you're
Houdini
on.
the Great. What a great name.
She's got a cat, Houdini.
Okay.
There you go. Third degree of terror says, don't eat their molds. T-shirt slogan of the night. Cobweb says, he's watched you. There's no excuse for work. He works on Haunt. And God forbid he's a damn Hoosier. Okay. You can't calm down Cobweb. He is
Well,
passionate.
you know what? I understand his passion.
Courtney Pepino, in baking, weight is more accurate than volume, like a scale.
Correct. And that is why Stan is using weight to figure his things out.
Cobweb says, Justin at Haunted Hills Productions on YouTube.
Oh, Justin. I know Justin. He'll probably be live right after I go off tonight, and I will go live and mock him. Politely and courteously mock him, as a peer would mock another peer. Okay, so I am mixing up some mask paint on the fly because I don't keep a silver in stock, and that's what I want, and I have to do this with latex mask paint.
Alexa, count down 15 minutes.
Realms, I'm proud of
15
you.
minutes, starting now.
I'm proud of you, Realms. Good job.
Whoa!
It says, sorry. Can you use that stuff to mold cement?
Yes, you can, and we did use it to mold cement. That's the urethane rubber that you're speaking about, I'm sure.
Right, thank you.
And that is exactly
Proud
what
of
we
you.
did, was we made a cement mold with it. And my wife is very thankful that you took the time.
Thanks. I just want to read
To-
your comment.
Yeah, we don't want to work that hard is all. And I understand that you guys get caught up in the moment. And even worse, what happens sometimes is that she might not read a comment for 5 minutes simply because there's a lag, or maybe I sat and got on a soapbox or something and wanted to talk about the glory of Muppets or whatever. And she has to wait while I'm talking. So the context, where it would have been easy to figure out at one point in time, might make it not easy to figure out because it took so long to get to it. So I'm mixing up a paint here, a latex paint real quick, that is bright silver metal. And then I'm going to do a wash over top of it, maybe a couple times.
John C. Amber be purchasing a murder hornet mask for her collection because everyone knows that Amber has insect inclusions. I'm just a reader girl.
I don't.
Okay, let's press on.
You could have made choices, wife.
Cobweb says, I wanted to scream at the kid worse than Rob. Reading.
Sorry.
Just reading.
Why did he switch to hydrocal for some reason?
How is he gonna kill him?
Chad Smith says, I really dig the Hepteron and the black and white schemes.
Wait till you see it all chromey.
My
It takes a while.
Realms were like, it's okay, Realms. I appreciate you just take the time to write it out, and I'll be happy to read it, get your answer. I want you to get your information. Realms would like to know how much is it?
It depends on where you are and where you buy it from, and exactly what kind. I think I spent about 120 bucks on a 16-gallon kit, which is not a bad price at all considering the cost of some other materials.
Something else so looking good. Have you watched your Godzilla VHS?
I have not yet watched my Godzilla VHS. Remember, we struggled to watch 1 hour of television yesterday.
It was 30 minutes. We didn't make an hour.
How long is an episode?
30 minutes.
Those are only 30-minute episodes?
Correct.
We suck.
We do.
Wait, in the
That's it,
shadows?
and then we were
Yeah.
I
done.
thought they were 44.
Oh, maybe so, but that was not an hour. Because then, that was it. We had things to do. We're terrible. We are terrible.
I'm so bad at these.
Larry says it's probably best because it probably won't work.
It probably won't work, but that's okay. That's the
Probably right.
glory.
Okay, episodes are 24 minutes. It's a 24-minute episode.
Oh my
That's
god.
as much as we can do.
Yeah.
Y'all suffer the same malady I do. All right, let's watch a movie.
No, we were so busy.
We're asleep.
I fall asleep.
Cobweb says, you need to school the kid. I don't even make latex masks. And I knew everything was bad, wrong, packed up mess.
I need to get Justin here for Monster Camp.
It's a shame that Cobwebs is passionate. That's all I gotta say.
And I don't know how many masks Justin has made, but his ways are not as developed. I mean, he's a younger guy. He's what, maybe 30?
Realm says, going to miss y'all when I go on vacation.
Well, we'll go with you. Where are you going? Yeah, we'll see you there. You wait for us. Okay, so this is a silvery mask paint, which looks a lot like the white.
Probably no white.
If I knew where you were camping, you bet I would show up in a Sasquatch suit
Great.
at like 3 in the morning. You know it. And this is silver paint that does not look like silver paint because this is silver paint with latex in it and water. And the latex will dry clear, so it's going to look much more silver later. So the downside is that I need to know where I painted this stuff.
Now, make a suggestion.
Yeah.
Can you switch Hepteron? You can put Kumo closely to you. As you're not working on that. I see you. I can see you. Realms is going camping. You're the Bob Ross of Halloween.
Well, that is very kind. I've certainly been called worse.
Michael Lasker says, I'm on vacation next week as well. Back to Alabama to get some more of my molds.
Hey, that's awesome, buddy. It's great. So this white looks like it's white, but it's really like an aluminum-y silver. This is acrylic paint that I mixed with latex and water because they don't have a good house paint that is that metallic. And this will get more metallic over it. Again, this is just kind of a base.
Low Cotton Lake, great smallmouth fishing.
Sounds awesome. Who said that?
That is Tibble Hill Cemetery. That is-
I love fishing. And I might go fishing on Sunday, and I'll definitely go fishing on Monday because that is my birthday. Tomorrow I have an electronics thing I need to do, and that'll be most of my day tomorrow.
Kevin Emoji says, FYI, Tanya Martinez asked earlier if you know any of the NC mask makers that she shadow, as she has film experience and wants to break into masks.
Yes, and I asked her to send me a private message and or send me an email at stiltbeaststudios@gmail.com, and I can get back to her. There's a couple guys who I'd recommend, one of which is Jimmy Woods. He does a lot of mask making stuff, but there are lots of folks that I can help you hook up with in the mask making world. And that didn't sound exactly the way that I wanted it to, but I hope that we ended up in the same place.
The color looks great from here on Rob's mask.
You know what? Yeah, Rob was doing a good job on that. Don't tell him I said that.
Oh, Susan, I like you got your tracking number. It should be there Monday. I believe that is correct.
I love when I get stuff on Mondays.
Scott Great says, everybody's going on vacation. Is there a creeper camp out? I forgot to sign up for it. No, I was thinking about that. Timber Hill says, spent some vacations at Smith Mountain Lake, those striped bass and small.
I'm going to go gar fishing on Sunday and Monday.
Rome would like to know what do you think of the witches?
I think they need heads, dude. What I saw was headless pictures. So, you're right, they need some heads. This looks white, but it's already getting more aluminum-y, depending upon where you look at it. And then, what?
Go ahead.
And then, we're going to do a rub out with black ink, and then we're going to dry brush a real bright chrome onto it. You have to do it in the right order of operations, or else you're in trouble.
Cobweb says, I'm skipping vacay. I have to build a demon summoning lot.
Don't we all?
Go ahead and die. For every time. The witches now have heads.
That's awesome. Did you send me a picture of the heads? I too like witches with heads.
Now,
Yeah.
we'll look at these eyes.
Yes. These eyes.
Cobweb would like to know what is Ruby Pinup Girl doing?
She is cleaning the wax off of a concrete casting that we did so that it will take paint.
Have you ever used fourth seal eyeballs?
No, 'cause I am poor. But I did get some eyes in. Want to see the eyes that I got in today? Bring your bone to that one.
To that one.
Yeah. You want to wrap the corner because you created such a sharp edge right here.
Yeah.
Wrap the corner. Give that eye socket some power.
All right.
Let's look at eyeballs. Remember Frankenstein who's waiting on eyeballs? We got eyeballs. I think I'm going to use these ones. I think these will look really nice. And I've also got some eyeballs for the creature from the Black Lagoon who was ordered. I'll be doing a bust with him. And I got these eyes. These are like a nice blue-gray. I thought those were good.
Misty says those are awesome. Brian says, how large will the antlers be on that deer?
As big as they need to be. It depends, you know. It does depend. So they'll be Probably I'll do like an understated antler at first, and then I'll move into a massive honking antler, as is my nature.
Cobweb said, it kind of looks like those bad guys with Beastmaster, Fox Master.
Oh, I love those guys.
The hairy beastie says, Rob, that skull is looking
Nice. I see it as a Mary Whitman. I see it as a Wendigo. I see it as.
It's good to have some sculpture options.
It's got a lot of potential.
Cobweb wants to know, did you get Mumbron's eyes in?
I may have ordered some Mumbra eyes. And yes, they're here. He is pushing, he's very much pushing the Mumbra.
Let me put it. Someone say Mumbron.
Yes, Cobweb said Mumbra.
The only human in Thundercats.
I don't know where he went, but here's his phone.
Uh-oh.
The fool! Has he not learned? Someday. Someday he'll learn.
Okay. Sorry, Stan left his phone, so I had to take some
We're
notes.
obligated. You're obligated.
Tappin' and Mojo says, alligator gar, they are ripe animals. They're tasty but difficult to process. Karen Kawan natives apparently use them as clothing. Alligator gar?
As clothing?
That's interesting.
I am confused.
Weird.
No, no.
They pulled a 200-pound one out of my Louisville recently.
Saw that.
Cobweb says, I told you, big dog, it's falling on the floor and dripping off. He's smashing handfuls on it. What a pig.
Handfuls. Just smashing them on there.
Tickle Hill, is this your Hepteron? Do I have that right? Alexa, stop. Do I have that right? Boy, everybody has different names on YouTube. Then you have proper names on PayPal. And I try to link them up, and I think this is your Hepteron. Could be wrong.
What's funny is like 9 times out of 10, a guy messaged me to order, but it's always his wife's name on PayPal. That is so common. He's like, I don't handle that stuff. And this is going to seem really pink at first. Remember, this is house paint, so it's going to redden as we go. And these are two very different paint schemes. It's just going to be a nice red and black.
Tickle Hill, yes. Okay, the red Hepteron. Is this red Hepteron?
Red Hepteron.
Yes. Okay, so this belongs to Tickle Hill's cemetery.
Awesome.
So you guys are gonna do the red Hepteron and different reds, correct?
Not different reds. I'm going to do a nice black and red. I'm going to make it look powerful.
Okay, Tickle Hill, you're on tonight, so
If it looks good, say you're happy. I'm going to keep working on it until you're happy.
And if there's a change that you want or a direction that you didn't take, tell us. Good that you're on.
This is going to build up in layers. It's going to look pink for a little while. And we're going to build and build and build and build. And then we're going to do a red wash.
Hard uses pink Hepteron? No, it doesn't.
Pink. It's my favorite Hepteron. Pink. That's the sheets that you lay on.
You always use house paint. What do you mean? Here's I wonder, the latex you add and water to the paint, what's the ratio?
1/3, 1/3, 1/3. It is 1 part to 1 part to 1 part.
Distilled water.
Distilled water, latex, mask making latex, and latex house paint. Meaning, I go to Home Depot, I grab those color cards, and I said, give me a gallon of this. And interior flat. This happens to be Bear paint because that's the cards that I picked. No more scientific than that. I think this red Hepteron is going to be very striking. That's why I gave him a little bit of a white base out to make sure that color can pop. If you just paint a bright color like red on black, then it tends to dull it out.
Nicholas says, what can I use as a release of bones and rigid bones?
Well, it depends on what your mold is, but normally I use Johnson's paste wax, which is what Amber is cleaning off of that concrete. That's why she's cussing it.
Tickle Bill
Silently,
says,
yes.
the darker red the better.
Yes, you will be amazed at the darkness and the redness.
Realms, if yours is laggy, you're lagging, kill your app, your YouTube, and then come back in again.
Yeah, do a restart. That'll probably fix it.
Just for giggles.
Big Dog says, Amber is so focused and quick.
Just look.
Those are tiny, but those will work.
I'm just doing it so I can get it there.
I wonder what a bone-colored Hepteron would look like that is covered in blood.
Well, you'd have to look at the bone-covered Hepteron that I made, and then we'll have to cover it in blood.
Blood is not out.
Blood the snot out of it.
Thank you, I assume so, thank you, I do. Do you mix your inks also?
No, I don't mix the inks. I use the ink straight, full strength out of the bottle.
Oh, talking to Stacy, I'm going to place an order for a mermaid headdress this week.
Oh, awesome.
Outstanding. Roast House Productions. Hey Alan, I'm currently making my own sculpting tools based on your video. Thanks for inspiring me to start sculpting.
So these are smaller horns than I would probably go with right off the bat,
Also good.
but they're not terrible. I kind of like them.
Just to give you an idea.
Bobby. Alan, how excited were you about that t-shirt?
Oh, that's a fun shirt. That's a fun shirt. Do you mean blow the snot out of it shirt?
I think your shirt.
This
Either
this
one.
shirt. I also like this shirt. I'm very excited about my. See, I don't necessarily want to say anything, but I have a 3rd Degree of Terror shirt that I'm going to wear. Probably not in the shop for a while. I tend to keep my shirts out of the shop for a bit, so they'll live. Now see how that pink is kind of fading into a magenta, and we're getting redder and redder and redder.
Hello, Joanne Crowder.
This is only the 2nd coat.
Third degree soap.
Oh man, that's nice. It's nice to have something. It's hard to put into words, but like a home haunter, I know that they put their heart into what they do. I love everybody that I work with, but you're always going to have that underlying thought: are they just here for a paycheck? Did they start being a haunted house actor or builder just for all the money and ladies, fortune and glory? Which, by the way, never comes. Like, that's not a part of haunting. Someone lied to you. I'm bad at this. There we go. But to have something from a home haunters show, I know that they're putting their whole heart into it. And also, you know, one that I know is just quality. That's cool.
Please do another mask making seminar. I will be the next one.
Well,
Tommy.
yeah, the world's a little weird right now, and Texas is one of the weirderest. So, as soon as we're able, we will be doing more.
What do you get your liquid latex?
I get it from a couple places. I'm going to suggest that you get it from the place that is closest to you of these people.
You're in Dallas.
Okay? You're in Dallas? Then I would probably go to Biddy Mold Supply and get my casting latex. Liquid latex is a specific type for makeup, so I say casting latex. Because I am casting masks with it. And I might have a bigger set of elope antlers up there.
I just wasn't gonna dig through anything, I just wanted to put right here. I'm pretty happy with this.
Great. If you were looking for it, your phone is right there. You guys have fun? It's not
Yeah.
important, Stan.
Of course we did. So do the dogs.
Mine says it's looking like skin. I love it.
Yeah.
Realms says, I made an EVA foam oven today.
You did?
Sweet.
Do you make EVA foam stuff, or you're about to? I tell you, man, it makes life easier.
Krampus says slobs, building masks for paycheck. He is still at third degree. Thanks, Alan, most of the time. Krampus says, wasting hydrotowel on the floor. Maybe he was molding the floor on purpose, I don't know.
Is he live right now? Are you bouncing back and forth?
You can't see it. Realms says he's about to use that, his, foam oven.
Cool. It does make life easier.
No problem. Chad says, had you sculpted facial appliances in clay, molded in hydrotowel, and casted in with latex? Thinking of trying this, unless you say it doesn't work out.
It works out. You're going to have thick edges. You're going to have thick blending edges. So that's what you'll have to just look out for, those thick edges. Run your edges all the way where your edge is going to be, because your edges are harder to hide. If you do something like an encapsulated silicone prosthetic, you can blend off your edge. If you use watermelon, you can blend off your edge. And if you use foam latex, then you can pretty easily patch your edge. If you're going to do that, I would recommend getting a product called Zombie Skin. Zombie Skin is sold out of Ohio, but Zombie Skin is the product. And it is a foam, it is a whipped foam type latex that dries pretty fast, and it's really good for treating those edges.
What we use.
Any
It
tips
is.
on foam oven if he's writing?
What I do for my, why did we just go foamy?
How'd you do that? That's impressive. You're on the big screen.
Are you guys seeing us fuzzy?
No, you're clear to me.
Well, that can't hurt. Okay.
Okay.
What was the question?
Any tips on the foam oven for Rome?
Build a port that'll rest your heat gun in the back of it. I normally use the heat gun on high in there, so that's a thing. And then I had to build a couple shelves in there, so I ran wires across mine in order to have a couple layers of things to set, because I do a lot of big stuff. So my screen is fuzzy on my computer because I think a lot of Wi-Fi being used in here. So I don't think it's lagging. I think that the computer is lagging.
Cobweb says that stream was this afternoon. He's on now and spam the hell out of it and make him come here.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not how you get me friends.
Can you make an encapsulated TPM appliance?
No, you don't have to though, because the Prose transfer material, you can already blend that edge off to make it out of that. You can, but you don't have to. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to do that. If you're going to run encapsulated, then I would just go with a deadened silicone. Probably 50-50 with deadener, with prosthetic deadener. The package? Yeah, that stuff does take a lot longer.
Instead of Evo time,
Yeah, you can do a batch and just work on this edge.
is what I was trying to brush on.
Yeah, correct.
Brush and peel off.
Cool. Well, we're doing it. Amber, how's that going?
I figured out how to get it off.
Oh yeah? What's
Yeah.
the trick?
Mineral
Here.
spirits first, and then our very gentle dawn cleaner / vinegar.
Okay.
And that, what's that?
This one.
Yeah, and then the torch.
Yes. Yeah. Come here. See how this bone is the same texture as this muscle? It shouldn't be. Maybe not smooth, but give it a bone texture.
I got you.
I'm clear.
I have to make a Drax for Halloween, and I've been thinking, not sure how to cast it to make his raised skin. And I can either pre-paint, or use Illustrator on. Third degree would be expensive.
I turned on airplane mode, Stan, so to make sure the feed was pure. So, are you making Drax up more than once, or are you just doing Drax one time? Because in all honesty, if you are doing Drax only once, then you might look at Duo eyelash adhesive and just, it's Duo eyelash adhesive is kind of a latex based, but a lot of people use it for scars and things, like Exorcist raised scars. So you could pipe them onto his skin and let them dry. That's probably how I would do it for a Halloween type thing. If you want to sculpt and mold, you certainly can. And I would definitely go with Prosthetic transfers. I would go ahead and get the tattoo film and go all out and really do some transfers.
Rome says it gets so hot in that oven.
It does. That is what ovens are for.
Horse, Bella, and Cheney, dogs sleeping all the time today. They're adorable when they sleep, you know.
They were not adorable for a portion of the day.
I don't want to, this is about Drax, I don't want to cast a full body suit.
Yeah, no. Is your buddy muscular already? Because look into Duo eyelash adhesive. Buy a tube of it at a wig store or a beauty supply store. Duo eyelash adhesive. And just practice making some raised scars on your skin.
Bravo
Yes.
says, I don't need new friends, I like my old ones. Big Dog says, Al, I need hands. Do you think I'm ready to make them, or should I wait till my skills get better?
You want me to tell them about hands?
Stan, what do you know about hands?
Hands are a bitch.
Yeah. Hands are kind of tough. Now, could you do it? I'm sure that you can. And Ed Edmonds has a great video on it. I've molded hands a couple times live, so the resources are there. I think that you could do it if you wanted to. It's up to you, man. Are you ready for hands? You're asking, so maybe you're a little nervous.
Chad says, that went deep red. Tickle Hill says, I'm loving the look.
Yeah. Yeah, I added a little bit of black, and I actually added one of my secret ingredients for red paint, red food coloring. It's water-based, so I can use it at this stage.
Cabo says, no time to start like now, Big Dog, but after we beat that fool down. Tommy says, what brand for a 70 do you use? Have you ever used Holdens?
Okay, so I don't use RD407. RD407 is referring to a specific formulation of latex that Monster Makers uses, and I'm sure it's lovely, but I don't necessarily use it all the time. I have used it before. I haven't found a huge advantage to using it, so I normally don't. I use just mask making latex or casting latex. Right now, I normally use from Biddy Mold Supply. I also buy from Black Lagoon Supply. Black Lagoon is excellent product. It's a thicker latex, so I wouldn't use it on something like Hepteron where I have to get down in these teeth. But there's some things that it's actually really great for pouring up. My punch on a pole and slap on a stick molds. One of them doesn't line up amazingly well, so a thicker latex in there keeps it from leaking. And it's not like there's all these little teeth or anything to cause other problems. Yeah, this is going deeper. We're getting redder.
About the Drax costume, the answer
Yes.
is no, just once.
Yeah, then I would go with that Duo eyelash adhesive.
Captain Mojo says, I love the sculpt. It reminds me of the Slee Stack from Land of the Lost.
Yes, yes, that is 100% why I did it this way.
Michael Lester says you can encapsulate gelatin and get rid of the heat factor that distorts it. So it's a common problem with gelatin. Common problem with this. Thank you. CS Creations. What did the dogs eat today that made them uncute?
Oh, they dig in the garbage. They stole some pineapple, which they didn't even eat. The jerk faces.
Tell them what they stole yesterday. Off the counter.
A steak. A steak that Shannon had. She put 3 big steaks up on the counter.
Ribeye!
And then ribeye. And then she went outside to pick some sage. And she grabbed some sage, and we came back. There were 2 steaks on the counter.
Two.
And then, where did you find the 3rd steak?
In the living room.
The 3rd steak was in the living room. Who had the 3rd steak?
Bella.
Bella had
The
the
devil.
3rd steak.
What a good girl.
Oh my God, you guys! So, I went ahead and I grilled all the steaks. But they got some steak last night, and they should not have gotten steak last
Should not have gotten steak.
Well,
night.
I hear they're pretty bad at cause and effect. And I hope they don't realize, hey, when I steal
You'll never
food,
know.
I still get to eat it.
You would have eaten it anyway.
She ate steak.
All right, so
Shit,
this
they
is
all ate steak.
red. And I'm going to hit it again with this color one more time down the road. Well, let's go to our metal friend.
I hate to keep asking, but I really want one because I love it. When are you going to put the blank Krampus on the side?
Okay, so the blank Krampus.
Krampus.
You have time tomorrow to take a picture?
Yeah, I'm here all day. You're not.
Rob, do me a favor. Powder that Krampus. The Krampus mold is in there, full of latex. All you got to do is pull it.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
Check him out. Let me know if there's anything else you want to do, and I'll take the trash out and go.
Thanks, Rob. See how that has a nice metallic look to it now? And it's going to look even more metallic than this. And we're going to black ink it.
Made a latex hand for mine a couple of years ago, thinking of putting wires surrounded by foam.
First line again.
I made a latex hand for mine a couple of years ago, thinking of putting wire surrounded by foam into it.
Yeah, that works for movement, absolutely. Yes.
You don't sound rude, Rose. It's perfectly cool. I'm going to show you the comments. Big Dog says, kind of nervous, so tomorrow after the honeydew list is done, I'll start this. You're going to need the hands, Big Dog.
Sounds awesome, buddy.
RBB says this looks like a good muscle color. I have a project coming up that requires cat and dog heads. Chad! I'm assuming those would best be done as a two-part mold. I'm horrified.
You could probably do them as a one piece if they're cut off at the neck. You could probably get all the clay out of them.
Everybody's cheering this dog for stealing that steak. Stealing the steak, and you guys are cheering for her. She was so good there. That was a ribeye, guys. That wasn't crap. That was a ribeye. Oh my gosh.
Powder it. Don't forget powder. Peel away. Remove. This is the tool that I use. You know, bone is really porous.
Yeah.
Can I have my
Okay.
glasses?
See that?
Yes.
Over the bone.
Got it. Like it. See, these are the techniques of mine.
And if that one is too subtle, then you go to this guy. You do with the hammer.
Why don't I do that one? Because that's pretty slow.
This is a bone hammer.
Yeah, that's good.
Isn't that nice? You might have to run your lines again, but you know, it's worth it to get that right texture on it. That's how I did Hepteron. You look at him here.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, this guy.
So this guy, I think I'm ready to mix up black. You know what? Let's do one more. Let's do one more coat of the chrome in this.
Chad says, sorry, Shannon, they aren't my choice.
Oh, man.
So here's a story that my wife has never heard because it all happened in my head. After the success of my pig-in mask, which was several pigs sewn together, I thought, you know what, I could take that a step further and I could do a mask that is a couple cats sewn together for a killer. And as I was thinking about it, I'm like, you know what, that would be so depressing to sculpt, I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. So I never did it.
I would do it.
I know, Rob. I know.
What?
Get them skills up, and then we will.
I have triplets, so I'm pretty ruthless.
Yeah, I'm like, that wouldn't be fun to sculpt. The more real you make it look, the sadder you get. That wouldn't be any good.
Hello, Rachel Bell. There are 90 people watching.
Hello, 90 people. Yeah, I thought about what all kind of animals can I make sewn together. Do a whole series of masks that were different animals stitched together. I was going to do an alligator. I was going to do some cats. Good times.
Chad says, so where's the line? Dead or not?
Yes.
It's determined by what you'll really need.
Bring it in here, so here's the Krampus mask that you show run what it looks like.
We have a Krampus mask blank. First report off from Mask Making Latex, brought to you by Bitty Mold Supply. Here at the Still P Studios workshop.
Where do I put it?
Put that on Shannon's table so that she can take a picture of it tomorrow and add it to the website.
Tomorrow.
It'll be on the website tomorrow, my wife said. And I didn't even throw her under the bus on that one.
Thanks. CS Creation said, wife would be so sad with that cat mask.
You know what? Yes. And then I thought, well, what if it's a success and I have to make a bunch of them? You know, that wouldn't be any fun.
What a suggestion of sewing chicken together.
Yes, could be chicken. Now listen, one of the masks that I want to make, and I probably will make, is a whole roast chicken that someone shoved their head up its butt. And you have just this whole roast chicken on your face.
Have you seen Friends?
And when I said that idea, people sent me the thing from Friends.
Friends.
Yeah.
I've never watched an episode
Yeah.
of Friends.
She does the whole dance with chicken head, with turkey head.
Yeah, see, that would be great.
I was about to bring it up.
I could use that. I mean, this is getting very chromy. And you don't see the metal sheen on it. It looks white, but I promise you, it's very chromy.
Thank
Very,
you, Alan. That was a really cool tip.
very much with the chrome. And then
gnarly.
red Hepteron's gonna get another coat of red. I think that he is dry. The food coloring in there makes the paint look wet for a long time, which I really like.
Alan, watching you makes me want to get out of bed and make something. Can I send you pictures of my sculpts and masks? I would love your feedback.
Who was that?
Tommy Toomey.
Yes,
Hang on, Tommy.
absolutely you can. We have actually a group called the Silk Beast Live Creepers Facebook page, and you can get on that Facebook group and post pictures of your projects, and then I can see them. Otherwise, you could email it to me. That's fine too. But yeah, you should make stuff. But if you need a nap, man, stay in bed. It's cool.
Rome says, I love it.
That's great.
Love the Krampus. Good job.
I love that.
Well,
Bat, rat.
no.
How about a bat, a rat, and a cat also?
Yes. Yeah. See,
You should make a rat king.
I had a rat king. Yes. I think we've talked about these before. You and I.
We have. Rat king center the faces with tails, and the rats
Yeah.
just kind of fan out. Are you happy with this?
Yeah, looks good.
I'm happy with it.
That looks good.
I can't wait to step it on the wall.
I think that's your best sculpt, sir.
Thank you.
RBD says, please make sure it has the paper frills on the chicken legs.
That's fancy.
I have to say for the record, that's my only second mask I've ever sculpted.
Did we mold a Paratu?
Yeah, I've got the mold at home. And it sits on my porch, upside down. It's a habitat for frogs now.
Coach living it.
Chad says, now you have the flocking gun. It's the perfect time to make the cat mask.
No, I don't want to make the cat mask. It's depressing.
Rob O'Brien says, can we see the skull?
Sure. I know.
Honey, do you remember when I was working on the dungeon at Scarborough and how depressed I got just because it was just such terrible things I was having
That's
to read and
the
research.
deer.
I didn't like
It's all super textured now. This is all
it. I
muscles.
gave away all those books.
If you go down to the,
I don't know if you remember that or
if you
not.
look here, this is all muscular and vein work. You got your teeth.
Chair.
Spike chip.
Sinuses were fun to make, let me tell you. I really enjoyed this. Now, there's a lot of different directions we can go with this guy. Absolutely, like we said earlier. What I probably would, if I was wearing this mask, I'd paint in all the blood in the muscles and the veins. Do this bone white, and I would wear it under a hood without any horns, and very much like a merry wedding, which I like.
Lauren gave 3 thumbs up.
But I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, I think it's a good mask.
Is that?
And I think you have horn options that you can do with it.
Rob, you did a great job with the skull, says Christine.
Thank you. I'm gonna bag him, and hopefully I'll be back Monday or Tuesday to mold.
Okay.
Tuesday? Yeah, birthday. Take the day, man. Take this man fishing.
Rob says, consider it 60. Is that with the LED or not? Sorry, I know.
Yeah, I'll throw if you remind us when you order, I'll throw the LEDs in for you. I'll throw you in everything you need to wire up the LEDs.
Nice job, Rob. Good job, Rob. Good job, Rob. Very good job. Might have to get one, says good job.
That would be awesome.
I think that's looking good. This guy.
Rob says, oh my God.
Realms, aren't you 15? Did I remember that right? Are you 15 years old? Okay, so now I'm going to get the
Amber is good.
Alex. See you, sir.
Always Shannon.
Hello, Sato.
Y'all sleep well, dream well.
Boy,
Bye,
this
Rob.
looks
Everybody say bye to Rob.
this looks so white on camera, and here I can see the metallic luster in it and everything. but it just looks white on camera. It looks cool. It looks like an albino spider, but we are going to ink it.
Are you painting next?
I'm moving to Kumo. Amber, here. Your husband's going to think I'm a terrible person who just keeps you here. He's going to think I'm terrible.
Everybody at the playing, not bingo, trivia.
Okay.
They're playing trivia out
Okay.
right now, so I think everybody's.
So they're having fun house time.
Correct. They were watching for a little while.
Okay. Killing it.
Yeah, no worries. Do you need the sides? Or is that gonna be for the things? You need the-
Sides.
Okay. Not liking it.
Sorry. All right. So I need to get a couple things together. You can hear I turned my airbrush on. No, I haven't gotten the nice compressor yet, but I will. I'm going to move Hepteron so that heat is not getting overspray on him.
Tommy Jimmy said, I emailed my Andrew next.
Awesome. I would love to see it. Alcohol. I think it's probably outside. Wife, time for you to tell a story.
How long?
I'm hoping it's like a 1 minute, minute and a half story. But I gotta find my alcohol.
All right. Quick story. Well, that is looking metallic. That looks good. So, you heard Alan just a moment ago say that he does not. He was doing a torture museum, a dungeon, for lack of a better word. And it was an idea that he had to embellish the monster museum, and he never got finished with it because it was just too depressing. An interesting people will think Warren's on Third Degree of Terror and Big Dog is on. They've actually been inside of our house because they were at Monster Camp, but a lot of people probably think that our house looks like a Halloween haunted house inside, but it does not, and there's a reason. For one thing, he will tell the story about when he worked in Skull Kingdom and the green room, which, if you know what a green room is, it's where the actors wait before they go in, a break room for actors. They painted it a bright, cheerful yellow walls because everything else is so dark and oppressive inside the show. You had to have a place to reset. The same thing very much applies in the house. And that is because he has to have a reset from all of this, even though we all love it, and the haunted house, even though we all love that. While there's enough Halloween in the house all year long to make it clear we love Halloween, we have to keep things a little brighter to offset the constant barrage of researching, Halloween work, Halloween shows and what have you, because even though he loves it, there has to be a reset somewhere. And so the reset for him is actually the house, which has, like I said, it's got a little Halloween in it, but also has to not be a dark, scary place because you just got to reset your brain. And I think a lot of people probably find it that way. I think people think our house probably looks like what we do in Shadow's house.
Oh, yeah.
No. You got to kind of keep it reset. All right, back to you, Alan.
Thanks, wife. You make a good team when you're doing all the working.
Yeah. do a base coat of black on mask? Is it so when you dry brush the cracks pop?
Yes.
That would go.
Yes, I'm getting layers of detail with less work. That is my whole hope. My spray alcohol was in the yard, was in the van, because when I go places, I tend to hose myself down with alcohol before I get in the van, so the van stays virus free.
Is that mask in the background one of yours, the demon looking mask based out in black?
Yes, I think you mean the goat. Yes, that's one of mine.
Oh, it's not so hard. The big guy says, no, it looks like everybody else's house, except it's made of logs.
It is made of logs.
Except it's wood. Thank you, Lauren. Thanks, Connie. That's right, Connie's there too. Big dog says, I have 7-foot Frankenstein in my house.
That's awesome.
No, Chad says, no, right behind you. Black demon act. Come on, Chad.
That's a goat. That's a bear. Skeletor Frankenstein. Gnasher. Murder Hornet. He's a fish.
He said, behind you. Is it Masher?
I don't know what you mean.
So the paint is 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3.
Yes.
With the chin spikes. Masher. Is it, or is it?
This one, Kumo. This one? This has chin spikes.
2 little chin spikes.
That's Kumo. We're working on it right now.
It's based out, it has 2 small horns coming out of its chin. Based out.
Okay, so this is Kumo that was sculpted by Amber, who is right over there.
Is that, are we looking at the murder one?
Maybe I mean this one.
Big Dog says, I am from Alaska and all my friends have log cabins. And I live in one my grandfather made himself. That's awesome.
That's cool.
They're not as common in Texas, though.
Okay.
Is that a Harbor Freight airbrush?
This is a $10 Harbor Freight airbrush.
You're getting accolades for your Kumo.
With that?
Excellent job, Amber. You go, girl. And you used latex for the Halloween store.
No.
Alan, to your left on the bench.
Only you knew the amount of benches in this room.
Connie says that it's gonna look rich.
Yes, I agree with you. And actually having the black on as a reference makes this look much more metallic.
Now this is Lisa's shipment note.
I believe it is.
She wanted a.
Metallic?
Lisa, is that you, Lisa? You wanted one that was like your Hepteron.
Like a black metallic to
Yeah.
match Hepteron.
Is this like a mask wash
Yes, I'm doing an ink wash on this.
that is going to pick it? Yes. So it's going to be like her oil rubbed bronze Hepteron.
Yeah, it's just looking really nice so far. Good choice, ma'am. Good choice.
But it's up to you. My husband always wanted to do an alien haunt. I never thought it was too scary. 2020 is the year for aliens for sure.
Maybe. If people will just believe it and go with it this year.
Sheep Dog says, it's popping now, it looks good. Chad says, I really like the rub out.
Yeah. Yeah, you did that on your demon you just did, didn't you? He looked like he had a rub out on him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's why I did that strong metallic on there first. And then I'm hitting the black ink and then rubbing off the black ink. The only trick is you got to hit it before it dries.
Right.
In the first pass, it's kind of brown, and then you hit it again, and you start getting that metallic.
Said that was awesome, and I like the skeletal looking one in the background.
Yeah, that Skeletor looking one we call Skeletor. Skull face, monster guy.
Can you use mask molding latex? Is that casting latex?
This is casting latex. That's kind of the same stuff. Slip latex is a slightly different formula, but it works too.
This almost looks like oil slick with that alcohol.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Lisa. $20, Lisa sent you, says, happy birthday, that's for me.
Oh, thank you so much. That's very kind.
Do your best Skeletor impression. I think that's good.
What's that?
Someone's asking you to do your best Skeletor impression.
You bumbling buffoons! Yeah! I'll get you, He-Man! That's about it.
Craig? Chad says, when I did mine, I just let it dry a bit, then I rubbed it out with the alcohol damp sponge. Very little damp.
Well, I want to keep a little more blackness on this, I think.
I'm very pleased with
You're going to be like Ram Man, a disappointment to your parents? Now I'm going to buff this out again with the sponge. I ragged it, and now I'm going to sponge it.
Bella.
Bella, bella, bella.
Bad time, baby. Bad time. Oh my God.
Hi, boys. We got the trifecta. Give me this one.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can't
Just
help
saying,
it.
one keeps you busy and the other two like to go after.
Yeah. They work in pairs on the camera. You distracted.
So what's important about this technique is that the underneath, the paint you do first is your water-based latex paint. Because then, when I put the alcohol-based ink on, I won't rub off the paint that's underneath. I'm only going to take off the alcohol-based ink. And I want to give this a dry brush with a chrome. And hit one more layer of depth on this.
88 people are watching. Keep
Hello.
on for 100 minutes.
88 people.
Looking good with those latex teeth.
Yes. Molded right in there. Pumpkin teeth from Etsy. Those things are awesome.
Brown says, I'm looking at the latex. It is not cheap.
No, sir, it is not. Want to feel better about the price of latex? Look at buying silicone.
What does Alan and the crew think is the scariest song that's not a typical horror thing? So not Halloween by John Carpenter. Inadvertently scary, like in every step you take by the police.
Teddy Bear Picnic.
Mighty Dancer.
What's wrong?
Teddy Bear Picnic. That song is creepy as heck.
You don't have to run there.
Happening.
CS Creation says it's a small world. That would be that thing. The tourist trap had unconventional music.
We were watching Tourist Trap earlier today. We had that on the big screen.
Hello, Ezekiel.
Hello, Ezekiel.
Really?
Probably a cat.
Could have been a cat. You never know. We don't tolerate their kind around here. Except for all those cats.
Except for all the cats. They love them some kitties.
And now that chrome is really popping on there.
What do you have?
They have a really cool cup.
It's their favorite. They can really taste the chemicals.
The only reason it's important is because one of them matters. The mask is looking very cool, very deep. Can you give it a close-up?
I did a second ago.
Lisa said, I watched Gargoyles last night, it's on YouTube. You mean the Bernie Casey one, Lisa?
Yeah.
So on the masks, are you only able to sell a few from the sculpture?
I mean, as long as the mold holds out. And I can always make a copy and make another mold. I can always do that. I have to now look at this from about 15 feet away. Boy, it just looks white on camera, and that bothers me. It looks so good in person. I'm gonna hit a few more little spots.
Skeletor looks good in camping because it's all good.
Yeah. Okay.
Why is Tiny Dan so creepy?
Somebody had to sit around and think of that. They put a lot of effort into that. It's just really you're helping John.
Okay, that looks good from back here. Looks different when you're right up on it. Okay, I'm calling Kumo done unless anybody watching, like the person who gets it, wants to say anything different.
Lisa, this is yours. Anything to add? Lisa loves it. Are you gonna do anything interesting for the eyes on the forehead?
Oh, well, yes, what I'm gonna do is when I put the screen in here, I'm going to black out the screen, I will black out these eyes, and then I will gloss them. But I wanted to get it painted before I put the screen in, and then I'll airbrush the screen. So these will be all black gloss. Aye.
So Lisa says she loves it, it's perfect.
Correct.
Yay. You gotta make sure that Alan and Amber sign it.
Yes. We will do it. We will do your bidding. As you will. Another layer of red on this.
Maybe we get a little place.
Yes, let me mix my paint.
It's amazing teamwork, good job. How is Stan doing with the Banana Lake of Sorrow?
Yeah, it's coming again.
While I'm mixing up my paint, talk them through your current process.
So we've gotten several layers on this. We had to take a break because this stuff takes a really long time to dry. So I'm making sure right now that like all these corners, that it's basically sort of level, but again, we're gonna foam it, so it doesn't have to be completely smooth underneath. In fact, I want to have a little something for the foam to grab. So I'm just kind of trying to make sure that this is even all the way around. Before, the reason we had to take the break was this stuff is really gummy. Right now it's hard in the middle, but it got really gummy, so as I was brushing it on, it was grabbing the brush and peeling the layer underneath it away.
Looks amazing, teamwork, great job.
I'm gonna steal them back, okay?
Bye.
Are you going to put blood on the mask? Which one, Rose? Which mask? Kumo or Hepteron?
Come on.
Ezekiel, they've been a handful lately, another having another growth spurt on themselves. But I don't think you were on earlier when Alan told him that Bella stole a steak off of the counter.
Stole a steak off the counter.
Before he even had a chance to cook it, a raw steak.
A honking ribeye
Ribeye
steak.
steak. Is there no smiley face on the Lake of Sorrow?
There's not.
Are you going to put blood on the Hepteron?
Would you notice blood on the Hepteron? It's the blood on the Hepteron. It's a feeling so strong.
Someone might have said this earlier. That Hepteron is reminiscent of Dracula's armor and Bram Stoker's Dracula film here.
Just a bit. I would agree with you. It has some vibes.
This one belongs to Tickle Hill Cemetery.
Yeah.
Shit out to you.
And I don't know if Tickle Hill Cemetery sounds creepy or less creepy.
I'll tell you one thing. The color of that Hepteron on TV
Yeah.
is nowhere near as deep as it is in person.
It looks brighter on the camera, doesn't it?
He doesn't look as bright here. It's a lot deeper. Robert White says, smart puppy. And Rock.
And he will also get black screen eyes.
Ezekiel, there were 3 revives, thankfully. Thank God I got a 3-pack of them. But I was just going to make some extra because, I need to make sandwiches or breakfast the next morning. Thankfully, there were 3 steaks, so Alan and I still had a steak and the folks got steak.
Which kind of makes me think she let it happen.
Oh, boy. Don't mess with steak. Oh, God. Oh, what you got? Well, what did you got? She got a measuring cup.
Stan?
It's not one of mine.
It's mine. It was water. Was water. Ezekiel says, so no pocket steak burgers for the main man then. Oh, no. How long did you work at Distortions and for how long?
I never worked at Distortions. I've never worked at Distortions. I would love to. Ed's an awesome guy.
Chad says, ew, breakfast steak sandwiches. That sounds awesome.
Heck yeah.
You have the breakfast this morning? They all sharing steak. They all got it, CS. I took it away from her, I cleaned it off, I grilled it, and then they all got steak, which is not what they were supposed to have. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, Chad. Chad says I have to have onions and peppers. Alan would say you were ruining it.
Reckon it. That's why Stan doesn't get any work done.
Came up in the hand and can't put on. Hey, to do it.
You're in the shop. You're like dogs.
You don't like dogs, you are in the wrong shop.
Big Dog says, off the bed, the hoarders need their toilet paper and Clorox ones. Big Dog works in hospital.
Good night, big dog.
Big Dog. Good night to Mrs. Big Dog for us.
Yeah. That sweet work lady.
Special plans for the birthday boy tomorrow. It's my dad's and grandma's birthday tomorrow too.
Tomorrow, no. I'm going to go fishing on 2 days, actually, Sunday and Monday.
Birthday's actually Monday.
Yeah, my birthday is Monday. And I'll be honest with you, every day is like a birthday. I get to hang out with my best friend, wife. I get to play with my dogs. I make monsters. I do haunted house stuff. I don't have a lot to complain about.
Have you ever thought about making a wookalar from the private eye? Probably did that wrong. Wookalar.
So a Wukalar, it's like a half something, isn't it?
Yes, 13. Sorry, I'm in the future here and I'm all confused.
That's right.
Ralph says I can't wait to order the mask tomorrow. I better take this.
So the black just kind of pops in between, and makes the red reddier.
It's half pig, half
Yeah. We did do a boar mask, which we haven't painted one yet, but we will. Again, I don't have an order for it, and what I have orders for are priorities. What you guys can't see is that Dog WrestleMania is happening on the ground behind you.
He goes to Forrest. Forrest is big man. What scary music of he Stan said tiny dancer.
You know what else is creepy?
Oh.
Funny bar song.
Oh, they're coming to take me away.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doggos. Wish I could work on something.
There was some music that Amber made me listen to at Dark Hour one night for like 7,000 minutes.
That was the music.
Whatever it was frightening.
That was a werewolf house.
I counted every one of them and did the math. That's how traumatizing it was.
You can think your calendar as a fake. There you go. My new son-in-law's birthday is also Monday. Hope you both have fun, relaxing, and with your days off.
That's awesome.
Will you paint the teeth?
Normally I would paint the white, but I think I like these red. I like them red.
Cat Swift, we will ship your t-shirt on Tuesday. Yes, 1980, Amber is here. Hi. This is off topic, but what is the strange Texas regional food dish? Some places have scrapple, bluefish. Illinois has clam horseshoes. It's strange Texas food, regional food.
Well, I don't know if it's that strange, but they put jalapenos on everything. Amber is learning a valuable lesson.
This is not music. What is it?
What is that, Amber? The dogs will rifle through your belongings
It's not mine.
and eat your things.
Is that not the end of your class?
No. This is like a paintbrush rug.
Well, just throw it away. I'll look for it one day and then yell at Rob.
So as far as regional dishes?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that we put jalapenos on everything
And ranch dressing.
and ranch dressing. And, you know, well, let's just say steak because we steak the heck out of everything too. Okay, I'm getting pretty happy with this guy. I think he is coming right along.
Third degree says, it's getting easier for me to distinguish between Boris and Bella. The boys are developing broader, blockier heads, and Bella's is more tapered.
Yes.
Henry, she's a different looking dog. She didn't get the double dues like the boys, and she does have she's smaller and she has a different shaped head. You're very correct.
We are not buffering that much, I don't think. Other people, are we lagging? Are we buffering?
Pretty much anything by Tiny Tim is terrified. Yeah. Is Amber Irish? I mean Scottish. She's Scottish.
Amber is Scottish, so she is the anti-Irish.
Tickle Hill loves the color. I swear your dogs are part goats. Texas has Frio pie and it's not very strange.
Yeah. Does have freedom of
I
pie.
agree, Kat, jalapenos are awesome. The buffering that was fried here, nothing good, great quality tonight. Happy birthday in advance, I love the red on the Hepteron mask, and that Skeletor is gorgeous.
Hey, thanks.
Do a rub out on that dragon. Is that a Hepteron?
This one?
Which one, Tommy?
And I can't do a rub out because I've already used inks on it.
Third degree says, Scots rock, April. Everybody who's watching this, but Scots rule.
Yeah.
She's an excuse.
I am the Sanders and Stewart.
There you go.
I should order and find out a little bit of my buttness. I know some of it, and there's rumors about some others of it, but I don't know all of it.
That's Plan Maxwell, says third degree. 1980, so the found a glitch. Wait a minute. It's 1980. Okay, it's safe. I found a glitch in the matrix. There are 2 ambers I have proof.
Yes, I will.
Yes.
Amber, I'll show you a picture of that.
Okay.
But it's a little, very similar.
Do you remember the last thing you Google image searched or searched on Pinterest?
Frickin' pirates, yo. So many pirates that I Pinterest. Yes.
It just says Bradshaw's Rock is right here. Happen to know this says Ulster Scott. Ulster Scott, the Irish people live on rocks. I think that's what you mean, but
Stan,
I think we're good.
tell us about how things are going.
I think we're ready for foam.
Yeah.
At least, got about at least 1/8 of an inch coming up on it. This is pretty much leveled out. I made a really big batch to make sure that everything got covered. And at this point, it's already getting really sticky. And this takes so long, like we talked about. Normally, I've got all these containers in the back. They would have already dried. I could have pulled them out and just reused them. But they'll be fine tomorrow to reuse. So we went through probably about a gallon of this much thicker. No, I'm sorry. 5 cups. 5 of those cups. So they weren't all the way full. But I think we're pretty close. So there's a little bit of a kind of where it's at, and it'll take a couple hours, probably by morning. We'll be able to fully put foam on it and rock and roll. Back to you, Alan.
Hooray. Amber,
Yes.
how goes?
Oh, hi. How goes? All right. What were we
Yeah,
doing?
tell them how things are working out.
Yeah. So apparently there was wax.
Johnson's paste wax. We melted it and brushed it on.
Okay,
the
yeah, that
original
was,
mold.
and so, I got the hard job of getting to scrub this off, but it wasn't coming off really well. So, Vinegar and Dawn kind of started the process. It was mostly elbow grease, but, with some of the finer bits, spaces in here, I needed to use some mineral spirits. And that's kind of helping it, I don't know what the proper term is, but I'm able to fingernail scratch it off nicely, and then I can remove the rest with the brushes. But it's been quite the laborious process, but I don't know. Getting it ready to paint. Got the side almost all done, and yeah. And
Alright,
all
alright.
of the texture's still there, sitting, so you don't have to.
I'm not worried.
Not slapping it up.
I'm not worried.
But yeah, using my fingernails because I could still feel some spots. Switch it off. There you go.
That changed. Hold on one second, guys. Right. very nice Irish lady.
Wow. Alan, your mask is forward as we speak, and I'm doing a quick tour for you. If you ever get the chance to reply to my email, I'll be very impressed to send it to you. This is DJ's,
I think I did reply to the email. I definitely feel like I did. If I didn't, let me know. I thought I was caught up on emails.
It says Saturday lunchtime here, I had a massive leak, naps this afternoon. 1980 says Welsh, German, and Native American with a little Mexican for spice is my name.
Hooray, spice.
Warren says that he visited Maxwell Castle in Dunbury in Scotland in 2003. French triangular shaped castle.
So next for these guys is they're going to actually get screen in the eyes and stuff. It is 9:30. I think it's a good time for me to peel off though. So this is what we got done tonight. We got the red Hepteron painted up. I like that red. I am going to hit this with gloss all over and make him nice and glossy. I think that'll help him to pop. And then we have Kumo.
Wax and you did it with a heat gun.
That would just make it thinner and make it stick better. Better to dry it out. I really can't wait to do web store in real web store colors.
Can you do a good 360 on the Krampus? The Krampus went white. Take the Krampus white.
Yes. It looks like a mask that is supposed to be covered in hair. I'll tell you that much.
Now my vacuum. Come on.
A Krampus blank. With sockets for the eyes. Here's the back of the mask. Nothing crazy because again, I knew it was probably going to have hair on it every stinking time. There you go. That was for Realms, wasn't it? He's very excited about the Krampus blank. Okay. This is why it's hard to work here. You see Amber's covered up by houndos.
You say you were doing stain or paint on the concept.
Paint. And then we'll seal it with a concrete outdoor sealer. So, but now it's time to say goodbye to friends and family. Wife, thank you so much for reading comments this evening. Say goodnight. Amber, I'm sorry you didn't get to do anything fun. I apologize. But your task is pretty much complete. Stan, thank you.
Good night, everybody.
And you guys are awesome. Oh, I will be on tomorrow night. Tomorrow's Saturday. I'll probably be on during the day too, in all honesty. There's so much to do. There's always a lot to do. So probably have an afternoon into the evening live tomorrow. And I say good night. Go make stuff, everybody. Thanks for hanging out.